We're gonna be reacting to Vintage's 8, It Lives in the Static. I think... I think we're good. I do want to say if there's any, problem going on, I updated it and kind of just, shit itself. So hopefully it looks right. Hopefully it's fine. It looks right on my end. But I don't know. Because it did that last time.
Last year, I purchased a small single-dwelling home in Albany, Louisiana.
I was like, where'd
The place was a good buy. It only needed a decent cleaning and a few repairs. I had hoped to turn it into a nice rental for a college student.
It's not that simple. It looks neat. There's even a chessboard. I'm not seeing anything out of the ordinary yet. Is that a washing machine and then a dryer just stacked on top of each other? That is one hell of a unit if it is, because it looks like it is. I'm not seeing...
From what the seller told me, no one had lived there for over 20 years. She and her husband rented it out at one time, making more trouble than it was worth. The last tenant was more than a little odd, and she was relieved when he left without his deposit.
I think he died. I don't think he left.
After her husband died, she decided the little place was better for storing a lifetime of junk. She offered to knock $5,000 off the asking price if I brought her things to the dump to sell. And I was happy to make that deal.
I'm still not seeing anything out of the ordinary yet. And that's the problem here, is because I'm already trying to figure out what's wrong with it. Because I'm expecting something to be wrong, but I can't see anything wrong.
Most of what I found wasn't particularly interesting. Smelly couches, worn down furniture, and rotten towels. I did find some old baseball cards and comic books my kid might like. But the most curious thing was in an old beat-up red suitcase.
Don't be a body. Don't be a body. Don't do it. Don't launch us headfirst into this. It's gonna be a body.
In the suitcase was a VCR, used and unused tapes, and several hard disks. I was surprised at how well kept the contents appeared.
Oh, wait, it's in the VHS tapes. It's in the VHS tapes. I didn't think about that. It lives in the static. He has a VHS tape and he has a VHS player. It's in the tapes. You're gonna release it. You're gonna kill yourself, just like the other tenant. Don't do what the other one did. 062220070120. That one's labeled number 4. Booth Oak 90 something, number 40.
If I knew then what I know now, I would have tossed all of it into the trash. But curiosity got the better of me. A buddy of mine who's good with computers got the files off the hard disks. Most of them were just old Word 97 files. Thankfully, I could delete them. I just can't forget them.
What do you mean you cannot forget them? Word 97, Randall Scott. Randall. Were you supposed to see something here by Randall Scott? Where did I put it? It's not there. I reached down for something.
I'm posting videos of what I found on these tapes and discs here on this channel, so that maybe someone watching can help me make sense of what I'm seeing. Afterwards, I'm destroying all of it.
It lives in the static. So he did he tape and broadcast all this then? So whoever found this, I'm assuming hoped to bury it, if anything. But now this guy is releasing it and broadcasting it.
From what I can tell, Randall was keeping a record of what he was experiencing. The numbers on the hard disks matched the numbers on the VHS tapes.
062120 number 4. 0621 a.m.
And the numbers found throughout the entries appear to be time code. They tell us where to be on the tape and what Randall was doing at that point.
My questionable claim to sanity started 2 weeks ago. I was watching TV and it went out static, but instead of the obnoxious, overpowering hiss, I heard a voice. It was someone asking for help. The next night it happened again, and the next, and so on. I finally had enough sense to look at the time. Midnight. For a week this went on. I asked the landlord about it. He didn't really have a clue, so I decided the best thing to do was to record it. That's when these things finally got weird. 1 hour, 3 minutes, 27 seconds. If you go to that point on the tape, you find what I'm talking about. You can hear it, the strange voice, inhuman, maybe fake, false, wrong. So he documented all this because he didn't think anyone would believe him.
But I think it's best to just start at the beginning.
Yes, it would be. I don't know how to sit. I've been stuck in this house for a little less than 3 months. This place feels so cramped, it's almost suffocating. It's a prison. Who am I kidding? It's worse than a prison. I pay to live here. I hate this place almost as much as I hate my life. Jesus Christ. Okay, so... I don't know why I volunteered to move out. Wait, I guess bedroom I could have slept in until the divorce was final. Stupid, I don't know why I had to be all noble. Crystal was the one who cheated. So he got cheated on. Moved. Okay, well, my back hurts too. The couch is killing me. I'm tired. I tried to sleep in the bedroom, but I always feel like someone is watching me, glaring at me from the shadows. It's like I'm reliving all the worst parts of being a kid. What? Yeah, at least I can catch some sleep on the couch, and I stress the word some. Little should I get. Wait, little should I get sometimes. Brain. Little should I get comes at the expensive price of walking with a hunch. Lucky for me, drinking kills whatever the painkillers don't. Okay. Liver failure. Mother. Close. There we go. So, but maybe I'm not sleeping enough. Maybe that's the reason I'm seeing what I'm seeing. That's what a reasonable person might say. So to whomever this reads, I'm not sure you can trust what I'm writing. It is possible that I'm unwell and I'm not that lucky. My questionable claim to sanity started 2 weeks ago. I was watching TV and it went out static, but instead of the typical obnoxious, overpowering hiss, I heard a voice. It sounded like someone asking for help. The next night it happened again, and the next so on. I finally had enough sense to look at the time. Midnight. For a week this went on. I asked the landlord about it. She didn't really have a clue, so I decided the best thing to do was to record it. That's when the things got weird. If you go to that point on the tape, you'll find what I'm talking about. You can hear it. That strange voice. Inhuman, maybe fake, false, wrong. So then, I was gonna ask how much more dialogue we had before the tape plays, but answer's been answered. My question's been answered.
Notice the top quality of the taste at the dinner table. Piggly Wiggly, serving our area for 10 years. Piggly Wiggly, down home, down the street, and proud sponsor of high school and college athletics.
Dress up, fix up, and power up your automobile or motorcycle, old or new, at Wheels & Company. We offer the highest quality products.
Wait, why are we watching these?
Changing accessory aftermarket. Wheels & Company is your source.
We already have the timestamp to skip to it, but we're watching it instead.
Exhaust, raising or lowering your car or truck. Everything for interior and exterior. Wheels & Company. Enjoy life as well as the ride.
So we're just gonna watch till a minute and 37. I think it was 37? 30 something? These are just commercials. Lobster. So it starts.
I can hear you. I see you there sitting on the couch. Just say hello. That's all I ask. It's been so long since I had someone to talk to. Please talk to me. Please. I don't have a lot of time. I promise I don't want to hurt you. If you change your mind, I'll be back here tomorrow.
And is your only stop for Cajun-style seafood and gumbo. Locally owned and operated, Cafe Louisiane brings you the lion's
I'm
share
more
with its massive po' boy and large numbers of
concerned
food and balls. Joe Wilson
about
and
the
his
fact
staff
that
will
it
deliver to
was
your office
just
as well as
wanting to
cater your-
talk. Can the TV see me? I didn't answer it. I was too scared, but I've never had a television talk directly to me before. I don't think it worked that way. No, it's not talking to you. It's somebody. It's something or someone. It's not the TV. I passed out shortly after. When I woke up, I immediately reviewed the tape. I was hoping to find it different. Then I remembered I didn't. What? I was hoping to find it different. Then I remembered I didn't. You didn't want it to be different? Oh, it's the same thing over again.
Please help me. Please.
I think it can see me. I had a strange dream last night. It was part memory and part fantasy. I was having dinner with Crystal and Benny. I bought home a pizza. We were so happy, smiling ear to ear. That was a fantasy. Crystal really smiled toward the end, especially after I lost my job. But was it of your fault, or was it not? Because I have a feeling it was of your fault. But who could blame her after Dunnington Construction imploded? No one wanted to touch. Okay. No one would touch me. Yesterday I was a VP of sales, and today I'm a nobody. I can't get a job flipping burgers. I'm poison. I'm a walking, talking plague. Now all I have is time and no one to talk to. My entire world is this dusty old couch. I'd love to talk to somebody, but the man in the TV, maybe if someone would listen, I wouldn't hear it. I'm almost out of money, as disappointed as this place is. I'll be on the street in 2 or 3 months tops. I can't imagine I'll survive long after that. I guess it's been fun. Nope, pause. It's not pausing. I really need to get it together. 2:14. So this clearly follows up after the sinkhole incident, and I say that because Dunnington Construction kind of died after that because the lead of that threw himself into a pit and died, and I think that's who it is. I think it's the Dunnington Construction boss talking to him. Oh, this one didn't. This one skipped 2 this time.
Randall. Randall.
Are they on?
Why won't you talk to me? You don't think I'm real, do you? I can help you if you let me. I'll tell you what. I'll help you. And then maybe you can help me. You need money, right? Go to the Best Stop gas station on the corner of Thomas and Williams. Be there between 2 and 2:30. If you wait later, it'll be too late. Buy 3 lottery tickets from Rack 2. Next, go to the Quick Stop on Oak Street for 4 p.m. 4:05 will be too late. Buy 3 more from Rack 8. After you are done, watch where you are walking on the way to your car. You will be $840 richer by the end of the day. Maybe then you'll be more willing to talk.
So this thing isn't right because we know Dunnington threw themselves into a pit. We know they connected with the god, and I'm assuming that the sinkhole incident is still taking place. I think it's still taking place because of the fact that he's talking him through the TV like the same way they did with ProfitBot, and so it's kind of just an assumption. I parked in front of the gas station. Wait, I parked in front of the Best Stop gas station at 150. I sat in my car watching the time. Can't lie, I was embarrassed. Was I going to listen to the goddamn television? Good God, this is my life now. Tick tock. Must have sat in that car for 30 minutes. I probably looked like I was going to rob the darn place. I'm surprised no one called the cops. Somebody probably should have. Why? You're sitting in your car. You're not threatening nobody. Finally, some sense kicked in. This is crazy. I'm here. What was the worst that could happen? The man in the TV would laugh at me or something. It's just a couple of bucks, right? Besides, I was craving a honey bun. A honey bun. God. I did just as the TV said. I bought 3 tickets. The first 2 were losers. The third scored me $500. Holy crap, that just happened. The guy behind me in line bought 4 of the same tickets. I guess those scratch-offs were meant for him. Can't lie. It was both thrilling and scary. Does this prove I'm not crazy? I guess it does. But then I probably shouldn't get ahead of myself. I drove to the second gas station, about 3 more tickets. The first won me $35, the second was a free ticket, the third was for $300. I won $835. That was 5 short of what the TV said, but still nothing to sneeze at. As I walked to my car, I remembered what the TV said to watch where I was walking. I found 5 rolling on the pavement just under my car door. 8:40. The TV got exactly right. I'm guessing I'm going to have to walk I'm gonna have to talk to this thing after all. 3 minutes 59 seconds. It's the same damn cooking show again. So there's clearly something going on here.
Randall, you think we can talk now? Come on, Randall. I'm sure you can see that this could be profitable. At least remember your manners. What could a simple thank you hurt?
Reply to 419. I gave it what it wanted. I said thank you. I regretted it the moment the words left my stupid mouth. So, did talking to it take a hold of him?
You're very welcome, Randall. No one deserves the kind of luck you've had, my friend.
You can see me, my life, how? 4:30, 20 milliseconds.
I see everything. It just doesn't do me any good,
The tape is speeding up.
but it can do good for you.
Is the tape not speeding up? 4:40, 29 milliseconds. So what, you're gonna give me the winning lottery numbers or something?
I can't do that.
4:47:24. Why?
Why? Because whatever numbers I give won't show up. I'm sure you know that it's rigged. But maybe I can get you a job. Make your life the way it should be. Make your life the way that it was.
And what do you want? 5 minutes, 6 seconds, 4
Right to
milliseconds.
the point. I like that. What do I want, Randall? I want food.
The tape broke. I'm going to fix it and upload the rest of the video ASAP. So he said he wanted food.
Are you nervous?
Nope.
This is our city. We're here to protect people. Our shift isn't over yet.
It took a little finesse, but I managed to fix the tape. Feed me Seymour 062220. Seymour? You're welcome to the takeout I bought. How does this work? How do I feed you?
My diet requires something a little fresher.
People. Fresher? What the hell does that mean?
No, I mean still breathing.
So what, you want some kind of animal or something? Isn't that what you want?
Animals work in a pinch, but I need something more evolved.
People. I'm not sure what you want from me. I mean, you're kind of stupid. He's saying people. He wants you to feed
Don't
him
be
people.
dense, Randall. You're embarrassing yourself. You know exactly what I'm asking for.
I can't do that. That's crazy. That's wrong. That's like, no.
Maybe. But it can be so right for you. The more I eat, the more I can see. The more I can help you.
No, my life is garbage, but I'm not going to hurt somebody just so I can have it better. I'm not a killer. Besides, this is probably just a figment of my imagination, a symptom of me losing my damn mind. He won you money, and you're just insulting him, bro. Make the deal with the devil. Who cares? He could probably get rid of the bodies and the existence of them. So, I mean, like, it's a win-win. You're just a
losing
bitch.
your mind, Randall. You've been given an opportunity that most people would kill for.
literally. You're asking me to kill for it. Oh my god, you're so dumb.
You don't have to do anything but bring them here. I'll do the rest.
That still makes me a killer. I'll get some chickens. That's the best I can do. Take it or leave it. Why don't you ask what
That's
happened?
not the best you can do, Randall.
Why isn't he asking what's gonna happen, or if is he gonna be protected if he does it? There's so many questions he could be asking like that. Once they're sacrificed, does their existence disappear? Are they still remembered? Will they be traced back to me? Nothing. He just freaks out and cries. Well, you said it would work in a pinch. Well, it's better than being hungry, right?
Fine, Randall. We drive a hard bargain.
Good, I'll get the chickens tomorrow.
Thank you, Randall. As a token of our new partnership, let me give you another tip. Tomorrow, go to the Independence Gold Dollar Casino. Be there at 6:05 p.m. Find the Lucky Lady's video poker machine. It'll be the machine in front of the bathroom. A dark-haired man will be playing on the machine. You'll see his name, Ralph, written on his uniform. Be patient. His luck is about to run out. When he gets up to go to the ATM, take his seat. Play $20, and you will win $1,000.
The voice left after that. I was alone, but it didn't feel that way. I could live with it eating chickens, but people, that's too much. We did some questionable crap at Dunning Construction, but I never drifted into monster territory. Chicken feed 062320. I woke up late. My cell phone was ringing. It was Benny. Damn, I miss Benny. I answered and talked. For it seemed like a minute. He said he missed me and wanted me to know when I was coming home. Breaks my heart. He told me his mom has a new friend. I asked who, but he doesn't know. He only comes over when Benny is supposed to be asleep. When Benny's supposed to be asleep, unfortunately. Motherfucker! When Benny's supposed to be asleep, unfortunately, he doesn't recognize his voice or caught his name. Crystal calls him Honey. Funny. And then bro just being salty at the end. When Crystal told me she was having an affair, she never mentioned who she was having an affair with. She only grinned like she knew it was going to hurt when I found out. Why doesn't he just feed his wife to this machine? Crystal snatched the phone from Benny mid-conversation. She nagged me for tuition money I don't have, money she knows I don't have. And when I tried to reply, she ended the call. Typical weekday for me at this point. Oh well, it was time to get on with the day, Dan. Anyway. Why doesn't he just, like, bring Benny there? Trick her to coming over. There she goes, goodbye, tape man takes her. It's so simple. Or he could even just kidnap them both and just send him to Tape Guy. But no. I also sent Gary another message. I told him I didn't care if things went to hell. He still owed me for the money he made off me. I got Gary? The cooking show's name was Gary. I got him his start with Dunnington. He built a firm off of that. Time for him to pay up. Time for him to help me get joint custody of Benny. Gary. Was Gary not was Gary not one of the construction guys that died? I could have sworn Gary was one of the construction guys. Typical lawyer, only answers when it's good for him. I went to feed and seed boss 6 chickens. I hope this is enough time for me. Part of me is curious on how this is going to work. It is just a voice in the TV, right? After I got the chickens home, I went to the golden dollar, found the Lucky's lady machine, and then waited for Ralph to get up. Ralph ran out of money, so then got up for the ATM. So far, so good. I sat down and played 20. I hit a straight flush and won an easy 1K. Everything happened just like the voice said it would again. Because he's clearly a god of some sort. He can clearly see the future. Ralph took it pretty hard. I couldn't tell him he was pretty... I could tell he was pretty upset. Can't blame him, but screw him. It's not like he can do anything about it. Besides, I'm pretty sure I need it way more than he does. That night I set the chickens up in a little pen and left them in the living room. Afterwards I fixed a drink and waited. At midnight the voice came back. 10:24:29.
Thank you, Randall. I will enjoy this.
The zoom in of the static. It's getting louder now. Oh, it's so much louder. The television glowed unnaturally bright. The static appeared to split out of the television and into the room. I backed into the kitchen. I knew better not to touch whatever that was. 11 minutes. And then almost suddenly it receded. The pens remained, but the chickens were gone. That's interesting. But now they're in the tape. Well, they weren't exactly gone, they were in the television with it. I knew what was going to happen next. I just didn't know how it was going to happen. He's clearly gonna feast on him. Yep. I mean, he's feasting pretty good though, like, can't lie, as I listened to that thing too, I felt quite a bit of guilt for those poor chickens, but better them than me. I know he's not crying about some chickens.
Thank you, Randall. Can you bring me more tomorrow?
Sensible person would have gotten off this crazy train. Unfortunately for me, I'm not a sensible man. I agreed to bring it more chickens, but not before asking the most obvious question, what the hell are you?
Doesn't matter, Randall.
Well, it mattered to the chickens, it definitely matters if you plan on chewing on me at some point.
Fair enough, Randall. Fair enough. You're safe. I promise. I wouldn't take anything from you unless you gave it to me willingly. I'm just a simple thing, really. I want what I can't have. The thing that I no longer have.
A body?
That thing we all take for granted until it's taken from us.
A body?
Life.
Oh.
And when you're dead, Randall, nothing tastes sweeter.
Dead men tell tales. 06. Oh, so you were human at one time. 062320.
Of course, Randall. What did you think? That I was a demon or something? Yeah, one time I was human. I had a family, wife, 2 kids. I even had this great job at the bank. President of Cape Crossing Bank and Loan. That seems like another person at this point. I was a big deal in Kate's Crossing. John D. Bankston. I was a big shot. I had the best cars, the best house, and the best neighborhood. I belonged to the best clubs and was a member of the town's most important charities.
He's at
I
Kate's
was on
Crossing.
track to be mayor one day. I even married the girl everyone wanted. It was perfect. Or at least I thought so. What I didn't know was that my wife had another life. Drugs, gambling debts,
Oh.
cheating on me with the neighbor. I
Oh.
would have never known if his wife hadn't told me. Seems she stumbled onto them fooling around. She decided to leave him and thought I should know who I was living with.
Huh.
Of course, I didn't believe it at first. In those days, people weren't all so connected. It was easier to hide our dirty deeds. So I hired someone to poke around my life. Everything I was scared to be true was true. Truer than the made-up life in my head.
Damn.
It was like I didn't know this person at all. I confronted her, and she didn't even deny it. She told me I was a fool, and I got what I deserved. Turns out my perfect life was a perfect lie. And everyone in town knew. They just laughed behind my back. I was humiliated. I wasn't a big shot. I was a big joke. So I took what I thought was the easy way out. I ate a bullet, Brandon. And I've been paying for it ever since.
So this is what death
It's
is like.
different for everyone. But I'll tell you this. How we die is way more important than how we live. Life is short. Death is much longer. Matters more. Death gives you insight into the future, into things you can't change. Only the living can do that.
Why are you helping me?
Because you can help me, and you remind me of myself. Maybe together we can use each other and make this unfair world a little fairer. At least for you and me. How does that sound, Randy? Can we sacrifice a few chickens for a small chance at happiness? For a chance to win? Don't you want to see your son again? Stop hiding behind painkillers and alcohol. And this thing with Crystal. I see how it is. She wins. No judge will give you joint custody of your son.
Yep.
You're a disgrace. But I can change that. We don't have to let her win. We don't have to let her do to you what happened to me. So what do you say, Randall? Can we be friends?
As long as we stick to chickens, then fine, we can be friends.
That's really wonderful, Randall. It's been too long since either one of us had a friend. And now for my part. Tomorrow, at 8:34 p.m., go back to the casino in Independence. Bring $5 with you. Play the machine to the right of the one you played today. You'll win $600.
Once again, I was alone. I know this is a bad idea, I can't trust this thing, but I need the money. That's why Gary won't call me back. He knows I'm broke. Hell, if he won't take me on as a client, a little money will at least help me get a halfway decent lawyer. Get a halfway decent lawyer. I can't let Benny down. I have done that enough. I was ready to lay down and die, but here's an opportunity to win against Crystal, to get a piece of my life back. That voice is right about that. At least how can I say no to that? If it gets out of hand, I can always quit, go find a new place. I don't think you can. I think the static will follow. But until then, it's just a few chickens. Free money, 062420. I stopped by the library to check out the voice's story. Everything checked out, every detail. I should feel better about dealing with this thing. But I don't know. The scary part is that it probably knows I'm here trying to catch it in a lie. Makes me wonder me being here is as part of its plan. Same routine, I thought. Same routine. I bought the chickens and I went back to the casino. I did exactly as instructed. I won 600. I can't lie. A guy could get used to this. I noticed Ralph watching me from the ATM. He looked pretty mad, and if looks could kill, I'd probably be a dead man, just like I said the other day. Screw him. I need it more. Much more. I tried Gary again to reply. I even told him I solved my money problem. Still nothing, so I'd try him at work. Apparently Gary is barely in the office these days. His assistant gave me some runaround about a big case or something. Just like yesterday, I left the chickens in their pens and waited. Most people buy these to lay eggs or keep as pets. I'm feeding mine to my TV. Nope, still sounds crazy, doesn't it? 1702. This thing doesn't sound human. This thing just does not sound human, chomping on them chickens. I'm ashamed to say it, but I didn't feel the same level of guilt over the chickens this time. Free money does that to a guy, I guess. You think you could enjoy this a little less?
Sorry, Randall. But you'll understand when you're dead.
That comment doesn't really help.
I'm sorry. That wasn't a threat. I meant that literally.
Yeah, well, how about we keep talking about my immortality to a minimum?
Of course. You were the boss. That hit the spot, Randall. Do you think I could have 10 chickens tomorrow?
Yeah, sure, whatever you want. Don't say that, because then he's gonna ask for a human.
Good. I like that. Tomorrow, same casino, 5 p.m. Bring $10. Play the machine by the entrance. You'll win 500. But don't leave. We'll have a waffle next door. I hear they're delicious. Go back around 7:30. Play the machine next to the ATM. Put in a 20, and you'll win another 1,000. See you tomorrow, Randall.
And then we're back at the cooking show. Right. I was thinking about this. So, both times he went there, Ralph was gambling. We know Ralph has a name tag. Could it be that Ralph works there? And Ralph is watching him go in, win, and leave? Maybe, I'm just thinking, maybe that Ralph is gonna follow him home because he's seeing him win, he's seeing him do all this, maybe he thinks he's cheating or something, so I think Ralph's gonna follow him home, and then be eaten by the static. I'm assuming Ralph's gonna be eaten by the static. I wonder why the static turns red when it eats. I have my ideas, and I'm probably right. I'd rather not ask, and just assume, yuck, weird. I never would have thought dying would make someone so bloodthirsty. Or maybe there's nothing to eat in hell. I don't know. Maybe, a hell is a damnation of fire. Maybe. I don't know. couldn't get used to this. It'll be hard on the chickens, but free money is on an easy thing to get used to. Probably a little too easy to get used to. I can't fall into that trap. I need a plan. A good plan for once. First things first, get back on my feet, clean up, maybe find a steady job. Get joint custody of my kid. Yeah, that's a solid plan. That's a plan I can stick to. For Benny. Yeah. For Benny.
Last night, I made a wish on a star, and the star answered.
What are you, 5?
Your wish has been granted.
Untitled 062520. Okay, I'm still thinking about that Ralph. Never mind, hold on. I noticed Ralph was at the casino again. Somebody has a problem. He didn't look any happier to see me than the last 2 nights. Maybe less so. See, I was thinking maybe Ralph, because he has a name tag. Like I said, I think Ralph's gonna follow him home. I imagine he's probably tired of seeing me leave a winner while he hangs around the ATM like a loser. Been there. It sucks, but it could be worse. He could be one of the chickens. Yep, foreshadowing. He's gonna die. After I hit the first time, I saw Ralph march for the door. It's hard to see someone on a winning streak when you're in a slump. It's crappy. But it made me chuckle more than it should have. And just as promised, I left a 2-time winner. The waffle was as good as the voice said. I might go back this weekend. I bet Benny would love one. I poured myself something from the top shelf tonight. Why not? Right, my luck was definitely changed. Time to enjoy myself for once. I don't think you should be. I don't think you should enjoy yourself. I think you should keep striving to be better. We are never constant. But this man is. Consistently drinking. Entry 062520 ends before the chickens were sacrificed. Also, there's no tape or disc labeled 062 in the original collection. I wouldn't have thought much about it, but the beginning of 062 strongly suggests that I was missing something. I'm not saying those numbers this entire time. I'm just gonna leave the numbers as numbers are. I'm a murderer. I mean, it was self-defense, but I helped kill that man, and now I have to do it again. But maybe it's lying? I can take that chance with my own kid? Wait, can I take that chance with my own kid? Of course I can. I won't, and it knows that. I couldn't keep the tape or floppy in the house. I buried them. I had to. The static turned red when it ate the chickens, but it was different when it had humans. Wait, I'm having a brain fart. But it was different when it had human. At least now I know why the static turns red. Stop pulling everything up. Regardless, it felt like having someone's remains in the house. It didn't feel right, so I had to bury it. That was the least I could do. To whomever reads this, if you want to know what happened, go to the 4th column on the south side of the house. I buried the tape and floppy under 2 feet of dirt. That's some real hard work. So then did Ralph follow him home like I said he was going to? I was like, you should be careful digging because you don't want to break them. But I think he's found them, telling by the picture. Are they safe in there? It looks like liquid. Did he fill it with liquid? Or is that just the outside of the bag, I think. I hope. I found 2 tapes on a floppy, 062502 and 062602. The tapes and floppies were exactly where Randall said they'd be. It didn't take long to notice that they were different than the others. I'm running out of breath doing this. The tapes smelled like a dead body. I cleaned them up as best I could. Honestly, I was surprised the tapes still played. My buddy had a hard time getting the documents off the floppy, but thankfully he managed. So then, it tastes like chicken. So, I think when he kills somebody, their soul and remnants gets injected to the tapes. That's why they smell. Poor chickens. They're just hanging around like tomorrow. Wait, they're just hanging around like tomorrow. It's going to be just like it was today. They don't know that in a few short hours they'll be gone. But I guess that's life. None of us really know when the end is coming. Except apparently the dead. And just like that, they were gone, lost into the static.
Randall, don't be rude. You should answer the door.
Answer the door? What are you talking? Yep, he followed him home. I knew it. I knew Ralph was gonna follow him home. I didn't answer it. It just kept chewing, but sure enough, someone eventually knocked on the door. You might want to hold off on the chewing. You don't need to creep anyone out. Lord knows I don't need more problems. Must have agreed because I went silent. I glanced out the window, saw a beautiful truck. What the hell? My first thought was that somebody had the wrong address or something. I opened the door. I was surprised to find Ralph staring back. He threw a punch, cracked me right in the jaw. I hate to say it, but I dropped like a sack of potatoes. He pulled a gun, then pointed it right between my eyes. Ralph called me a cheater, damned every penny I won at the casino. Oh, demanded. I said damned. I didn't answer fast enough. He took the back of the gun, hit me across my right arm. That hurt worse than the punch to the face. Once again, he demanded the money. I pointed to the wallet on the table. He quickly emptied my winnings into his pocket. Oh my god, dude. He leaned over, placed the gun against my jaw. Ralph wanted to know how I was picking the winning machines. I should have said something else. Did something else. But I didn't. I pointed towards the TV. I'm such a coward. No, do that. He walked towards the television, greedy to find whatever he thought. I was pointing towards Ralph. Ralph was careful, though. He kept his gun on me. Ralph asked me what I was pointing at, only I didn't get a chance to answer him.
He was pointing at me, Ralph.
I'll never forget Ralph's face as he asked, did the TV just say my name? That was the last thing he said before the red static flooded the room. Then the static retreated back into the TV. All that was left of him was the gun and the money. Thanks, I guess. I expected to hear a loud crunch, but what I saw was loggers.
What's going on? What the heck just happened to me?
We're gonna watch him die. You killed him.
Don't worry, Randall. He's not quite dead. Well, he's not exactly alive either.
I was going to say, what?
He's a part of me now. His soul is trapped in me. It gives me power.
I don't think he can.
One day. But not today.
Somebody's going to come looking for him. They're going to find his truck, arrest me. Then how are you going to get fed? You think of that?
Tonight, 2:40 a.m. Bring the car a mile up the road. You'll come to Hilltop Road on your right. It's a dirt road. Take it. At the end of it, you'll find a lake. Drive to the side near a small tree. That is the deep side of the lake. No one will find the truck for 68 years. Then walk back. Make sure you're off the road at 3 a.m., 3:28 a.m., and 4:05 a.m. That's when someone driving might notice you. No one will ever know what happened to poor Ralph.
I'm so stupid you set this up. You could see it. You knew that this would piss him off.
Of
He'd
course
come
I
here.
did, Randall. I told you what I needed. Chickens only work in a pinch. But if it helps, think of Ralph as another chicken. Because he sure as hell didn't see me coming.
I'm done. Did you see that coming? No more chickens, no more anything.
I did. And I understand. This isn't for everyone. But you should know, my friend, that Benny is going to die next week. And I'm the only thing that can save him.
Did you just say Benny? You're lying.
Have I lied yet, Brandon?
How? Tell me.
If you want to know that, then you're going to have to feed me.
But you owe me for the sacrifice.
I told you how to dispose of the car. We're even.
I'm not feeding you another person.
Suit yourself. Think about it. I'm not going anywhere. Am I?
At 2:40, I did as instructed, and I disposed of the truck and walked back. I ducked into the drainage ditches at the approximate times, and by 5:25, I was back on my couch like nothing ever happened, just exhausted. I had the most vivid nightmare, well, more of a recollection, really. I was in my old office, living like a king, world. Wait. Let's restart that. In my old office, living like a king of the world, and then I got a phone call, the phone call that ruined my life, the phone call that ruined all of our lives at Dunning Construction. It was Gary. He heard the news before I did. An accident happened at Case Crossings High. The ceiling collapsed, 8 died, many more were injured. We finished that building no more than 4 months ago. This was a nightmare. So a building I woke up in a cold sweat. Sometimes your own past is scarier than the best horror movie, but right now I have a very real horror movie that I need to deal with. I sat around all day drinking, staring at an empty television screen. What in the hell have I got myself into? I killed a man. I'm a murderer. The tape is all that's left of Ralph. I at least need to do the decent thing, bury him. I'll do that tomorrow. I thought all day on what to do, but then, at the end of the day, it came back.
Randall. Why so glum, chum?
Go to hell.
Ouch. Temper, friend.
We are not friends.
Careful. Don't insult the only thing that can save your son.
I'm not a killer. No, well.
Tell that to Ralph. I'll tell you what. I'll make this a little easier for you. There's a woman who'll be at the downtown lounge in Cades Crossing. She'll be sitting at the bar alone at 11 p.m. Buy her a Long Island iced tea. Get her talking about her ex-husband. Believe me, she won't shut up about it. After she finishes the first drink, she'll get you to buy her a second. Tell her about your situation, Crystal. And by midnight, she'll be putty in your hands. And before you say you can't do it, she's a murderer. That ex-husband she's complaining about, she poisoned him and got away with it. She deserves to be on the menu. But if you think her life is worth more than vengeance, well, I'll leave that up to you, my friend.
Now he's hitting him with bargains he can't deny. A small change of heart. That got so loud. 06270720. I'm a murderer. I mean, it was self-defense, but I helped kill that man, and now I have to do it again. But maybe it's lying. I can take that chance with my own kid. Of course I can. I won't. And it knows that. Worst of all, it's probably seen how all of this turns out. So what do I do? The only thing I suppose I suppose she's a murderer, and I guess that's going to have to be good enough. I failed my son too many times. At least this way I can sacrifice what's left of my soul for him. He deserves that much. I'm going to feed this woman to this creature. God help me. I hope she really does deserve it. I actually went and did a few errands today. Just my luck, ran into Mike Stinger. I could tolerate pretending we were friends when I was with Dunging when I needed him, but now I wanted to avoid him at all cost. Sure enough, he found me like some annoying bug drawn to a flashlight. He gave me that $2 fake smile. Woman can't seem to get enough of. I can't lie. He's quite a charming person. If you don't hate his guts. He could tell I wanted to avoid him. That pissed him off, and he sure made to. Wait, he made sure to tell me that he was the reason I'm not in prison. I thanked him and reminded him that favor went two ways. We kept each other out of prison because that's what we all did at Dunahang. We saved ourselves. It's been a long time since we were worried about building anything. We were a company of rats, and one thing you can always count on are rats to save themselves. I'm having a stroke. And as I drive towards the Dunging Lounge, I can almost hear myself squeaking. Maybe I should stop for some cheese, because here I am on the way to save myself. I went to the bar around 11, just like the voice suggested, and there she was sitting at the bar, alone. She was pretty sad. I found it hard to believe that this woman killed anyone. For a moment I thought about going home, begged the voice to tell me what's gonna happen to my son. It doesn't work like that. We know this. Stop acting a fool. But I know that if it isn't fed, it isn't going to help me. So what do I do? Well, it said it's my son or her. I guess the choice was already made. I approached a few women at the bar when I was younger. It was never easy. I never had any luck. I always said something stupid, but this was easy. Wendy was her name. She looked like a Wendy. She was funny, sweet, playful. My gut told me she was a decent person, but my gut always had garbage instinct. I did as the voice suggested, and within an hour we were headed back home. We were headed back to my house, heading back to it. We talked about old movies and the good old days. The whole ride back. I'm surprised she didn't notice how nervous I was. My palms were so damn sweaty, and I felt like I was oozing through my shirt. God, I had to look suspicious. I was a predator now. What? I'm a predator now. Is what? Sure, buddy. Sure. When having a kids crossing high, I could always explain that away, lie to myself just like Ralph. I could still feel like a decent guy that just ended up in a bad situation. After tonight, I won't be able to say that ever again. What do you mean by high? Because clearly something happened at a high school. I got 2 miles from my house when I came to a red light. The last red light before we'd be in front of the television. If it would have been green, I probably would have went through with it. Maybe, but there was something about the way she smiled, looked innocent. So I turned around. I told her I was starting to feel a little off, and took her for some late night coffee. We talked about nothing for a few more hours. Then I brought her to her car. She gave me her number, then I went home. You just sold your son like that. You sold your son like that. Unsurprisingly, it was waiting for me.
I am very disappointed.
Just sold his son. I bet you are. Yeah, because everyone should be. You're a fucking rat.
You traded a murderer's life for your son. I hope you can live with that.
I think you're lying though. Woman wasn't a killer, but you were.
Killed with your actions, your greed. You took money meant for a high school. You paid off Singer. You paid off inspectors. You were part of the wheel that killed those people.
Yep.
You are every bit as nasty as me, my friend.
Yeah, I was talking, but there should have been enough. Wait. Yeah, I was talking, but there. Wait, what? There should have been enough to do the job. It was other people. They got too greedy. That's it. That's not just on me. I would have been I wouldn't have sacrificed the project. What? Why is he lying like this?
Is that what you tell yourself to feel better? I tell you what, Ram. I can get you in touch with any of those parents that lost a child. You tell them what you just told me, and let's see if they agree that you were innocent. If they do, I'll act as your magic 8-ball till the day you die. What do you say?
Everything looks so good. With endless inspiration at Walmart, you can turn your next spring brunch into a hit.
I couldn't say anything. It was right. God help me. It was right. Yeah, of course, because they all lost something.
I take your silence as you agree. No point lying to yourself, Randall. Everything you hate about me are all the qualities you hate about yourself. Your afterlife isn't going to be much different from mine, so you might as well enjoy the ride.
I can change. No, you can't.
But I can see the future, and I already know that you don't.
You thought you were going to get Wendy, but you didn't. You don't see everything.
I've been wondering about you, Randall. Something about you doesn't quite make sense, does it?
You're wondering why I'm sitting here listening to you? Yeah, me too.
As much as you say you hate her, you still love Crystal, don't you?
Oh, easy to play with him now? No, yeah, I mean, it's complicated. You know that. She's my wife. She's the mother of my kid. I just can't shut that off even if she has. I could see what it was doing. It was fishing, picking at things I knew would hurt. It knew would hurt me. Trying to find
What if
something
I
that
told you I could help you get her back?
something it could use against me.
What if I told you I could help you get her back? You could be a family again.
No, that's not possible.
When you can predict the future, anything is possible. I can get you money. I can get you a job. I can get you her.
No, you're wrong. She filed for a divorce. She's moved on.
Why have you never asked me who he was? Who she left you for?
Look, right now, I don't need...
You know what? We're friends. I don't mind giving a freebie to a friend. The guy that Crystal's with is Gary.
Oh.
That's why he hasn't returned your calls.
I didn't see that coming.
He's been too busy hooking up with your wife. Then why does it feel like it is?
I've never felt so angry. Never. I did a lot for Gary. I considered him a friend. I helped him make what he is. How could he do this?
I tell you what, Brandon. Bring him here. I'll take good care of you. You'll feel better, and I'll tell you how to save your son. All you have to do is listen.
I could get used to this. 070120. The voice told me an old friend, Andy Matthews from my Duncan days, was manager at Kate's Crossing Housing and could get me on. All that I needed to do was call. So I did. Andy said he could use someone like me and asked me to come interview on Monday. I couldn't believe it. Maybe the voice isn't so bad after all. I spent Sunday preparing for the interview, preparing as in drinking the day away. I think I got a little ahead of myself and started celebrating a little too early. The interview went well. Andy made me feel like an old friend. So fingers crossed so far, sacrificing Gary has been just the best. It's been a few days since the written, but I have good reasons for that one. I got the job finally. I have an excuse to get up in the morning. I'm going to be an assistant manager at Kate's Crossing Housing. The money isn't what I was making before everything went to hell, but it's a hell of a lot better than nothing right now. I'm stuck in orientation, but I can see the future. See a future here, a decent future, better than I deserve, much better. Andy started as my assistant before I got him into sales. Solid guy, a real closer, I guess. We made a lot of money together before he finally moved on to CCH. Lucky bastard, Andy got out of dunking a few years before everything fell apart. I guess that makes me lucky too. Andy's the head guy here. He didn't care about the stink over my head. He gave me a second chance. But to be fair, if Andy stuck around, he might have the same stink. Would even be worse for him. He's a little younger, got more road ahead of him than someone like me. I imagine he's realized that. Made it a little harder to say no. Screw it. I'll take whatever break I can get. The other reason is that I'm trying to figure out how to live with myself. What happened to Ralph was an accident. Gary, on the other hand, sure as hell wasn't. And honestly, it would have been a lot easier than I thought it would be, but Gary deserved to be trapped in the static inside the thing. And if anyone cares to know, yeah, I am smiling as I write this. I know it's wrong, God help me, I know it's very wrong, but I feel so damn satisfying. Regardless, Gary has no one to blame but himself. It wasn't for me, Gary. would have been a two-bit lawyer handling elder law on the poor side of Case Crossing. I gave him his shot at the big time. Hell, I taught him how to think like a winner. I showed him how to make money. It's one thing to try to ignore me, but it's another to take a man's woman. You never do that. He broke the rules, and when you break the rules, you pay the consequences. I say good riddance. I'm happy to trade his garbage life for my son's. In my book, that's a win. That's a win everyone can agree on. Learning about Gary's final moments, check near the west side of the tree, the one near the drainage ditch. That's where I left him unceremoniously forgotten. Mr. Baker stopped by to pick up his rent money. Oh, yeah, Mr. Baker. He seemed a little put off to find me digging a hole on his property. Thankfully, he didn't really ask too many questions. Because, let's be honest, I don't have too many to give. I guess if push came to shove, I would tell him I had a problem with the television and let nature take its course, so to speak. Once again, the tape and floppy were exactly where Randall said they'd be. Similar to tapes and floppies found in the column. I found these in bad shape. They smelled awful, looked worse, and I cleaned them up, and thankfully they still worked. Let's take out the trash. 062802. 20. The voice made it easy. It told me to call Gary and leave a simple message, a message that Gary couldn't resist turning. I told Gary that I couldn't live with the guilt of what we did at Dunking, and I was going to tell the police about how we stole hundreds of thousands of dollars, cut corners in the build, and the kicker. I was going to give them our names, Stinger, Gary, the entire front office, constructors, inspectors, and whoever else I could find in my books of contacts. I even planned to walk them through how we got ours. So, some contractors to take the blame, step by crooked step. Basically, I was going to throw away everything he worked so hard to cover up. Every little thing. Wouldn't you know it, he called me, he called me back in less than 10 minutes. That's a record I call it. He pleaded with me, begged me. It was embarrassing for him. I quite enjoyed it, but I convinced him my mind was made up. I told him to get his affairs in order because we both were going up the river. That's when he said these magic words, "Where are you? Don't do anything until we've had a chance to meet face to face." It took a lot not to burst into laughter. And just like that, I caught my fish. The voice instructed that Gary come to the house at 12:18 and be no later than 12:23. And if he was, it said to not let him into the house. The specific time puzzled Gary, but he said it would be no problem. Good. After we hung up, I took a small bit of satisfaction in that Crystal would be sleeping alone at night, and every night after. Honestly, I couldn't wait to see his face when I told him I knew. Gary arrived exactly at 12:18. He looked like a scolded puppy. He was practically teary-eyed. I almost felt bad for him. Who am I kidding? I didn't care one bit. He apologized for not calling me back. I couldn't keep up with all the excuses he threw at me. I keep waiting for a chance to interject. Ask him the real question I got him here to answer, but he just kept running his mouth. You can't do this to us, blah blah. We're going to go down for more than negligence. Think about Stinger, think about me, my kids, blah blah. I'll be honest, it was starting to blur together. I tried to get him to take a seat, but he kept circling the living room. He stopped in front of the TV. I knew I needed to shut him up before the static gobbled him up. Then finally he shut his mouth long enough for me to get a word out. I told him I wasn't going to the police. He instantly let out a sigh. Then this is about the divorce, he asked. I could see he was relieved, but I could see the concern, the guilt. I smiled and told him, not exactly. That just made him more confused. Look, he said, I don't think it's wise to associate with anyone from Duncan. The optics just don't look good for my firm, and representing you just isn't the image I want right now, sorry. I told him to cut the crap. I told him that I knew him and Crystal. But before he could answer, the voice got greedy. I honestly couldn't tell what caught him more off guard, the question or the voice. Whoops.
Time to go, Gary.
Time to see this death. I shouted for him to stop, but it was too late. The static flooded out of the television into the living room. In a matter of minutes, Gary was gone. Wait, yeah, Gary was the cooking guy. Gary was the cooking guy. Damn it, you could have waited 5 more minutes.
No, you didn't notice, but he was about to leave. You had your moment, so I had to take mine. Next time you want to accuse someone of sleeping with your wife, I suggest you get right to the point.
The voice is right. I'm bad at getting revenge.
It makes you feel any better. Gary is having a bad moment right now. Unfortunately for him, it's never going to get better.
I hope whoever reads this doesn't think less of me, but I laughed at that too. So what about my son?
July 14th. Crystal will drop Benny off at his daycare. When she picks him up at the end of the day, she will take Thomas Street home. A young man too busy talking on his phone won't be paying attention. It will run right into your wife's car, killing only Benny. Check him out early, go to a movie, and he will be safe. Might I suggest Chicken Run?
I think the voice in was about to leave the living room.
You know, Randall, I'm in such a good mood. I don't mind giving you a freebie. How would you like a job?
Everything I know is wrong or worse. 071420. Today is the day I'm going to save my son. I'm not sure I'm going to catch hell. I know I'm going to catch hell from Crystal, but it will be worth it. Besides, it'll be good for us. It'll be good for us to catch up. I haven't heard from her since Gary relocated. Andy called me just before I left, which surprised me. He didn't seem too bothered. I was taking a personal day. But he didn't want to chat about work. He wanted to talk about Gary something. It seems the big-time lawyer has been missing for a few days and no one knew anything about it. Wait, knew anything? It was like he disappeared. Imagine that. I feigned concern, but really I was recollecting about how I disposed of Gary's car in the... Whoa, in the same way I made Ralph's truck disappear. Honestly, most of the controversy went in one ear and out the other. I just didn't care. I know exactly where poor Gary is. Fact is, a lot of people in Kate's Crossing disappear. Just one of those things you get used to if you're going to call this place home. I was about to get off the phone, but he mentioned something that stopped me cold. Andy said that Gary was the second person he knew to disappear recently, again in the Kate's Crossing. That's not really all that special, but when he asked me if I knew Ralph Gonzalez well, that just hit a little too close to home. Had to be a coincidence, have to be thousands of people named Ralph in Kate's Crossing. Andy explained to me that Ralph was a sub for Kate's Crossing housing, but before that, he worked for Dunning Construction, and wouldn't you know it, he was part of the food chain, the one I sat at the top of. This Ralph and my Ralph can't be the same person, though. It can be. It is. But what if he is? He's paying for his sins. I will have to ask the voice about this later, after I save my son. I'm an idiot. I'm a damn idiot. I deserve every bad thing that's ever happened to me. I did just as the voice instructed. I checked Benny into school, then we went to see Chicken Run. Of course, I had my cell off for the movie. When I turned it on, it went like a slot machine. There were dozens of missed calls and messages, all from Crystal. She called me every name under the sun. God help me. I loved making her squirm. That little bit of misery seemed justified in my opinion. But maybe I'm a little biased. Took Benny to the Burger Shack while we waited for our food. I called her. She was furious I let her scream, holler. The madder she got, the bigger my smile. When she finally cooled off enough for me to get a word in, I dropped my bombshell. Told her I heard Gary was missing. She replied, with who? I, of course, was not failing for that bit of theatrics. I insisted she had to remember the Gary. But she said she did. I was getting angry again, and I took the voice's advice. I stopped beating around the bush. So to speak, I knew she was sleeping with Gary. That's when I heard that laugh only Crystal could do. I didn't need to hear her say it to know that I was wrong. She wasn't sleeping. She told me it was Mike Stinger. She was right. It did. What? Bro, what? Well, before I could say another word, I heard a terrible screech, then nothing. I later found out that Crystal was in an accident. Nothing. Here's the man realizing he let himself be tricked. Why? What? Why does he care so much? Why would he do this to me? And now, I was sure that Ralph... Wait, there's so much I'm missing because Then nothing. I later found out that Crystal was in an accident. She died on the scene. Nothing hurts more than... Yeah, he's saying it hurts more to be tricked. Why would it do this to me? And now I was sure Ralph Andy spoke of, and the one in the static was the same person. Definitely... Wait. What? Why would it do this to me? And now I was sure the Ralph Andy spoke of is the same one in the static. Was definitely needed to have a conversation with the voice, and maybe cut our friendship short. I mean, you got what you wanted. I don't know why you're mad. We see an eye in a mouth again. It's just one giant eye. Friendship over. Okay, well, he got what he wanted. I don't know why he's complaining and crying about it. Oop. I left Benny with his grandmother. Sad side. I didn't think the woman was capable of crying, honestly. She never liked me. No love lost. The feeling is more than mutual, but there's no need to be nasty. She just lost a child. Even crappy people like Crystal are somebody's baby. I know it's a harsh comment since she just passed, but it's true. Someone will say the same thing about me one day. I called Wendy. She was excited to hear from me. That was an unusual feeling. I could tell she wanted me to... Feeling this... Wait, what? I could tell she wanted me to ask her on a date, but I had a feeling this woman didn't need my problems. Instead, I got right to the point. I asked what she did for a living, and she said she was an inspector with the parish. Crap. I knew this was going, but I had to see it through. The voice will use whatever I don't know against me that I can count on. I also asked her about her ex-husband. Asked if he was dead. He wasn't. Figures. Finally, I asked her if she ever took bribes from Dunning. She instinctively asked, who told you? That sounds like a yes to me. I could say the TV told me. I told her who I really was. She asked me to never call her again. Fair enough. Good call. This isn't a coincidence. Can't be. There's Gary.
I was wondering if Benny was safe.
Dead the act. You know damn well he's safe and Crystal's dead.
I do. And you're welcome.
How dare you say this to me? I thought you were going to help me get her back.
I did say that. But I've looked into every future. It always ends bad for you, Randall. As long as she was in the picture, she would have found a way to ruin you. Every single...
I don't really care. Like, this guy is Randall sabotaging himself.
Life, my friend. And I cut her out.
No, I don't believe you. I still loved her. Okay? Cry about it. You have your life. You have your kid.
Part of you might have loved her.
You and your kid are more than enough.
She hated you more. Give it a few weeks, and she'll be forgotten.
I know Gary wasn't sleeping with Crystal. It was Mike. Explain that.
Look how easy he ignored you, Randall. He wanted to conveniently clean up his image when it suited him. Gary deserved what he got. Believe me. Mike will get what he deserves in time. If you didn't bring Gary to me, he would have lived a whole miserable life and never got what he deserved. Tell me, how could that ever be fair?
And Ralph and Wendy, why didn't you tell me they were connected to Dunnington?
Maybe it's just a coincidence. Or maybe it was just bad luck, Randall. Think of that.
You know, I don't believe that.
Well, I do. Let me tell you a story about bad luck. About a single dad raising a shy teenage son. A great kid. A beautiful kid with his whole life ahead of him. A kid better than his father would ever be. It's been rough since his mom died, for both of us. But there he was, about to graduate, a year away from starting college at CCU. Full ride. I was so proud. I was at work when I heard the news about the ceiling in the high school collapsing.
Oh.
I thought the worst, but nothing prepares you for the hopelessness of when
It
the
makes
worst
sense now.
burned. How could this happen?
It all comes full circle.
Who's to blame? Dunnington was to blame. How do you think it feels to see the people responsible get away with murder? What did you get? Fines? Lose your jobs? Yeah, some people went to jail, but you don't have to be dead to know it was all a joke. I prayed for answers. I asked for revenge. God or the devil answered. But the eye with many heads did. It said it would give me my revenge. I just needed to give myself to it. So I did. Here I am, Randall.
So you aren't
I would think that's obvious by now.
Who are you then? He just said.
You didn't bother to learn my son's name when it mattered. Why should I give you mine now?
It doesn't mean anything. He can apologize for the kid all he wants.
Randall. Sorry doesn't bring him back, does it? I admit it, Randall. I was hoping to get a few more of you. But I guess I'll have to be satisfied with Ralph, Gary, and your wife.
I grabbed a bat. I knew had to end. My son was going to live here, and he would not be safe with this thing in the house.
Wait, Randall, wait. I can still help you. You give me more than one's responsible, and I'll keep rewarding you. Consider that your penance for allowing this to happen.
No, I can't trust you. How? He gave you what you asked for.
That's probably the smartest thing you've ever said. And you're right. You can't. So as a dad, I'll throw you one last chance to make this right. Give yourself to me. Right now. And all will be forgiven. Or smash the TV and return me to the back. But know this. We will not be even. You will have a debt with me. You will still have to pay.
God, dude. I smashed the TV in 1,000 pieces, burned it, then buried what was left. I was free. You were not. Only the dead should know the future, the living should be concerned with the present, and from now on, this is exactly how I'm going to live my life. I think I'll be happier. In fact, I know I will. I have Benny back, and I need to be better for him. I will do better for him. I have to. The end. Made you look. 080520. It's been a little while since I've written, really. Hasn't been any. Life's been pretty good. Yeah, there's a bump here and there, but I can't complain. Been adjusting as well as expected. I hear him crying some nights for his mom, but it has gotten less and less. I can say whatever I want. But Crystal, but she was a good mom. Once the old house sells, I'm going to get us another place. Wait, I'm gonna say hopefully by Christmas we'll have someplace else. I have too many bad memories in this place. There's no way I can be comfortable here. I'm thinking somewhere outside of Kate's Crossing. I don't mind commuting a little further to work. Taking some convincing, but I got us a new TV. It probably won't surprise anyone, but I wasn't too keen on getting a new one. However, Benny usually gets what he wants. Regardless, I'll keep it in my room at night. Better safe than sorry. School shopping. Benny is getting excited to be going to public school. Good thing, because I can't afford private. Maybe if I land that promotion, my situation might change, but I don't think I'll put the time in with the company. We'll see, I guess. A month has passed and nothing. I think the voice was attached to the old TV. I doubt that thing could keep quiet for this long. I started seeing another woman. Celeste? I think it is her name. She's a good person. Another single parent trying to make it. Our kids get along, and I like the way she treats Benny. Happy Thanksgiving. Celeste and I cooked while Chris and Benny threw the football. It was a nice day. I can't remember the last time I had a day like this. Is the TV gonna just murder them all? I feel like the TV's just gonna kill them all. Wait. Merry Christmas. The house still hasn't sold, but I didn't let that spoil my holiday. We opened presents, ate fried chicken, and watched old Christmas movies on our new... Oh, yep. Come here. Come here. On our new VHS. Yeah, he's coming back and taking everyone out.
I'm sure you know that's not possible. Every moment was designed by me to get both of you here. Ralph, Gary, your wife, even your job was all part of the plan. waited so long because I wanted you were going to get everything you lost. But instead, Randall, you are going to get everything you deserve. Because this is what's fair, Randall. That's what it's always been about. There's nothing you can do for him except join him. Hello, Paul. I knew you'd find these tapes eventually. You'll make it possible for others to see. Thank you for that. I have something I'd like to say to all those watching, to all those who will be watching. I can help you see the future. Just go to your television, speak to the static, ask me for help. I may come to you if you're willing to pay the price.
Oh, it was on mute. How long was it muted? I don't know how long my microphone was muted at the end. But I somehow muted my mic at the end. But I liked the... Okay, I don't... How long was my microphone muted? We're gonna do the conclusion, even though I don't think it was muted long. I like this as a series because it worked well. It's definitely... Everything was up front. Yeah, I somehow didn't expect it. I didn't... I don't know. I feel like it was presented very well. And I like the way that the entity sold his own soul so he could get revenge. And then he just played with Randall at the end, like, yeah, Randall, here, go have a good life, and then just fucking kills him. I don't know. It was well. I liked it. I don't know. That's all I really have to say. Is it did well. There was nothing really memorable about it, but I like the concept of like this entity living in the static that can see past, that can see the future and see everyone's future. Because I don't know. It's a cool concept. I feel like it was done right. That's about it. See you and then. Thank you for watching, whether it's the morning, afternoon, or good night. Have a good day.